It's the end of the world as we know it. Your creative career is almost over. AI is going to take it over. Or is it? Maybe we can create and navigate and protect as we creatives move through this AI world. What do I mean by that? Well, you're a creative, so you need to create. That's key number one. Key number two is we need to navigate the world of AI. And three, we need to protect our work and our careers. I think it's possible. Hey everyone, I'm Rosie, and I want you to imagine fusing the power of art and technology to supercharge your creativity. That's what we're about here. I bring a unique blend of top-level corporate experience and a decade-long journey as a self-employed artist to help you not just create, but also to thrive in an AI-driven world. Listen up, artists. Digital age isn't coming, it's here. And we've got some critical survival tips for you today. So are you ready to level up? Let's dive in. The very first thing you need to consider is that everything that is good is ruined by bad actors. AI is not bad or good. It's what we do with AI that makes it good or bad. It's what companies do with AI that make it good or bad. So the first point I want to make is AI tools are here to aid, not replace creatives. Would you really want to work for a company anyway that thought AI created things were just as good as human? I mean, I know I can avoid the uncanny valley. How about you? While it is true that maybe AI is going to take some jobs, it's not companies I'd want to work for. And the truth of the matter is AI could be a creative or an artist's new best friend. Imagine all the things you've already done: enhancing your photos, composing music, using Grammarly to fix your spelling errors in your grammar. These are all AI driven. We just don't look at it as AI driven, we look at it as a service. Remember this, it's bad actors who ruin things. Remember that this isn't science fiction anymore. It's today's reality, and we need to adapt or we will get left behind. And if you need a simple start, it is a lot easier than you thought. Try letting ChatGPT assist you. It can write your social media post, fine-tune your grammar, or even help you manage the business side of your art. Hopefully, you're starting to feel a little bit more positive, and if you are, well, hit that like button for a yes, and if you're not, well, I guess hit the dislike button for a no. This is the thing. These tools are not going anywhere, and if we lean into them, it will be harder to replace us. There is a known quantity, a known fact out there amongst many in the AI world, and that is that creatives are necessary. We're necessary because we think different. And because we think different, we might use these tools differently. And that will teach us something about the tools, and actually it will help us improve the tools. But more importantly, if we get involved and understand what it is, how it can help, and how it can hurt, then we can jump into the conversation about point number 2. The importance of ethics in creative works when it comes to artificial intelligence. That's right, folks, we need to talk about ethics. It's not just a buzzword. It needs to be a defining factor on your journey in this digital age. Did you know that your AI art assistant likely scraped millions of other art pieces to create something new? Puts things into perspective, doesn't it? So what lines are you willing to cross, and what things are you unwilling to do when it comes to AI? How can AI enhance your creativity without diluting your unique voice or using it to somebody else's gain? These are questions you need to start considering. Here's another question to consider as you think about your ethics in creative work. Is AI a helping hand? Is it ethically sound? Or is it a Pandora's box? The ethical compass has to be your guide. Ask yourself, does this tech I am about to use align with my values? Don't wait to get on the ethics train. The future is unforgiving to those who ignore it. It's maybe a little scary sounding, but it doesn't have to be, because if you develop ethics and you converse with yourself about this, you're going to be much more careful going forward. Remember this, the genie cannot be put back in the bottle. All of the internet scraping that has happened already by large language models like ChatGPT is already done. We can only make changes moving forward to how we approach our own creative endeavors. And that's what I'm asking you to consider in that point number 2. That leads us to the one that I think is probably the scariest for a lot of people. Digital literacy is no longer optional. Technology is a requirement unless you decide to do absolutely nothing online. No social media, no email, no galleries. Maybe that's an option, but you're going to find that your audience is shrinking and getting new sales or commissions is going to be much more difficult if you're not involved in the online world of things. That requires a certain amount of digital literacy. Fact is, as research shows, that AI isn't making waves, it's a tidal wave reshaping the creative landscape, and it's moving fast. There are people putting out videos every single day about the updates and how new tools are coming out that all involve creative capabilities. We need to be a part of that discussion, and in order to do that, we need to have some literacy on the whole thing that is called digital. A global audience, the power to safeguard your work, and a proactive approach to adopting and adapting to best practices. That's what digital literacy gets us. We're going to explore this a lot in upcoming videos. So if this is information you want, please, by all means, subscribe, because that's the direction we're going to be going. You do the creating. I'll do some of my own creating. Along the way, I will help you to navigate through this world in a digitally literate way, and we're all going to try to work to protect our careers and our artwork. The last point I want to make is that digital privacy and security is something we all need to think about. At an absolute minimum, you should be using multi-factor authentication whenever you can. I know many people who auto-save their passwords in their browsers, and that is always a bad idea. Now, two-factor authentication is something I do on absolutely every device, every website, everything I can. It makes it randomized and something that not everybody can guess. Another thing a lot of people don't know in the idea of digital literacy is that if you don't keep your software updated, you absolutely have security holes in your software. Not to mention, the software is probably going to run poorly. So doing regular updates is critical in this day and age. They often contain crucial security patches, and we need to be updating them. And you know what, people? Password 123 is not going to cut it anymore. Use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Better yet, use a password manager, and don't forget that two-factor authentication. Another trick I know many people like to do is to swap out letters for the numbers they look like. This helps to make your passwords far more secure. So we have ventured into some critical territory today, terrain that every creative must trek through in our really increasingly digital and AI-driven world. But this is just the beginning. We've talked about a few ideas and tools that can aid your creativity, the ethics surrounding AI, and why being digitally literate is no longer optional, and how you can protect yourself in this digital realm. This is the beginning of your creating and navigating and protecting your creative endeavors, career, and works. I hope you'll join along with me, and if this was helpful, please consider hitting the like button, and we'll see you next time.